friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the current affairs on November 28th. So now let's dive into the first question. Which country experienced a military coup on November 28, 2025, drawing the condemnation from the UN chief? So as you can see the options, so the option A and C are not correct, and option D also. So absolutely the option B is correct answer. So now let's dive into the second question. A massive fire at the high-rise apartment complex on November 28, 2025 resulted in a significant death toll in which city? So the answer is Hong Kong. So in Hong Kong, a massive fire-rise apartment complex was resulted in a death toll. Now let's move into the third question. Following a shooting near the White House, the US announced it is reviewing the permanent residency status of immigrants from how many countries of concern. So, and as you can see, the answers 10, 19, 25, and 50, and the option is B. So, over the 19 countries, the US announced it is reviewing the permanent residency status from the immigrants. So now let's move into the fourth question. In November 28, 2025, authorities were argued to take a lawful measures after 26 female students were evacuated from a national school in Nigerian state. So the option here is C, Kibi. So in the Kibi state, 26 female students were adopted, and the authorities have argued to take a lawful measures. Now let's move into the next question. The Riyadh Declaration, adopted on November 28, 2025 at the UN Global Industry Summit, aims for industrial development to be a net position for what? So here the answer is C, people and the planet. So now let's move into the next question. Millions of people in the South and the Southeast Asia are reportedly migrating out of the necessity due to the which of the following factors? See that the option will be B, because the option A is not correct, and the option C and the option D. And for sourcing the inflation and the job markets and securing access to the healthcare and education, the people in the south and the Southeast Asia are reportedly migrating out of necessity due to the primary factors. And now let's move into our next question. On November 2028, 2025, Israeli military forces conducted raids and airstrikes in which of the two regions, leading to casualties? So, and as you can see the options in Iraq and Iran, no, and in the West Bank and Syria, no. So in the Egypt and Jordan, and that is not correct. So the option is A, in Gaza and Lebanon. Now let's dive into our next question. Which European president announced the details of a new voluntary military service program set off rollout from the mid 2026? And as you hear the see that the option is B, because the A, C, and D are not correct, and these presidents do not announce any new military service program. So the correct option is option B. So friends, please like, share and subscribe my channel for the more current affairs questions. Thank you. Jai Hind.